Now it is the first day of fall, and I'm gonna have to yell because the traffic here is pretty loud. And the trees have already begun to change color, and the leaves have already begun to fall onto the ground. Now, I had to stop. I gotta zoom in. Right there is a tree with red leaves. That tree kind of stands out in the crowd of a sea of green, yellow, and orange. That one red tree, it's hard not to turn your eye to that red tree. And I think that's only fitting. I'm walking to the post office. How far will I go to the post office and beyond? Fall, even though I can't read the word fall because it's covered by a Walmart sticker, has always been the season of legends for me. And oh, this is not a pack of cigarettes, it's a pack of raisins. I'll take that. I'll write a letter on behalf of a pack of raisins for the first time in my life. Maybe it'll be a sweet letter. Now, speaking of bittersweet, I'm carrying two classics with me today. One, a major motion picture from the 80s, I believe, or probably the 90s. I'm not that old. And then we got a book from the early, was this 1840 something? Probably this was written. I have no idea when the Scarlet Letter was written. Let's take a look. 1850. All right, so I was off by 10 years. I suck at life. But I got two classics in my hand: Legends of the Fall and the Scarlet Letter. Some bittersweet stories. Legends, to say the least. And, well, anytime fall comes around, I always start big. I always start with a grand gesture. I went for a super epic run today. I'm tired. I'm gonna walk to the post office and mail off this movie with Brad Pitt and Anthony Hopkins to a place called Carmel, Indiana. A movie rental. I would like Legends of the Fall next, please, if you have it. Well, I do have it, but I wasn't quite willing to give up my copy of it, so I went out and got a new one. October 10th. I think I bought this sometime last year. It's always good to have an extra copy of Legends of the Fall around, kind of like a spare tire in your car in case your disc gets cracked. Because I watch this movie every year, today, on the first day of fall. And hopefully this will be no exception. If I do get run over by a bus on the way to the post office, because I'm kind of, walking and talking and not paying attention to where I'm going, I hope that someone finds this video camera on me and says, oh, we need to get a copy of Legends of the Fall for this guy to watch, because it's very important to him. Now, I don't know how much it's going to cost to mail Legends of the Fall to Carmel, Indiana. It'll probably cost more than the movie itself, because this was in the $5 bin at Walmart. And when it was, I just grabbed a handful of them, because I think, kind of like everybody needs to read the Scarlet Letter, I feel the same way about Legends of the Fall. Everybody needs to read needs to see the movie Legends of the Fall. Not a very happy story. Not a very happy story. The Scarlet Letter, not a very happy story. Like, there's been a couple of stories in my life recently involving some of my friends. Let's talk about Soup Can and Scarlet for a minute. I've noticed in life what I want the most I never ever get. I really wanted to have a friendship with Soup Can that was a friendship of legend, and that didn't work out. That didn't work out. And I really wanted to meet the young lady known as Scarlet and help her little devil child. In the book, The Scarlet Letter, a woman by the name of Hester has a child out of wedlock in an adulterous relationship. And, well, the Puritan community of Boston kind of put the boots to her and made her wear a big scarlet letter, the letter A, on her chest for her crime. And So she moves out into the sticks and has to raise this child all by herself. And it turns out that child, whose name is Pearl, is just a little devil child. I mean, she's so naughty, just, you know, and the people of the community wonder if, you know, she's a child of the devil. Well, Scarlet, that lives in Carmel, Indiana, has her hands full with the child too. And I really, really, really wanted to get involved in her life and help with her child, because that's what I'm good at. I've been doing that for darn near a decade now. I can take myself out of my big shoes and put myself into a little kid's shoes and really understand how they see the world. And I can really kind of help find a way, you know, to make them feel happy and loved. That's an important thing. Everybody needs to feel loved. All right, well, I'm coming up on the post office now, and speaking of legends, I talked to the people at the little Winnebago post office, which I visit the most. It's the one right on the way to work, and I have permission from that post office to go inside and buy the legendary Purple Heart stamps on camera. I have been buying these Purple Heart stamps for years and sending them all over the world and trying to make the world a better place. Like 44 cents can save the world. If you put the right letter into the right hands, who knows what's going to happen. So I've been buying these Purple Heart stamps for forever. And the good news is that there are now Purple Heart Forever stamps. Those are the stamps that never go up in price. So I'm hoping that someday soon, in the little bitty itty bitty post office of Winnebago, Wisconsin, I'll be buying forever stamps with Purple Hearts on them. And even though that's against the law and probably a federal crime, the friendly postal clerk knows that I'm up to good. And I really hope that Scarlet and Soup Can, in the end, realize that I am up to good. And I wish them happiness. And I guess maybe a perfect fairy tale, Soup Can and Scarlet would meet each other and fall in love. How cool would that be?